Hey fifth graders, it's Mrs. Myers here, your friendly neighborhood math teacher. We are on page 16 of your math interactive notebook. You're going to need a pencil and a couple of colored pencils today to do a good job with our notes. If you don't have those materials, pause the video and get them now. Alrighty, let's start by reviewing our place value system. In front of you, you should see a place value chart very similar to mine. Before we start writing out the numbers that we have for 1 through 4 on our place value chart, I want to talk about some things. First, I want to talk about the periods in our place value chart. And a period is a group of 3 place values that are essentially grouped together. So I'm going to start with green. I'm going to mark the first period of our place value chart in green. That would be the ones, tens, and hundreds column. I would like you to color those spaces the same color. It doesn't have to be green, but all 3 of those need to be in the same color, please. Go ahead and color those in. Don't color so darkly that you cover up the words, but definitely shade them so they're all the same color. The next period in our place value chart is the thousands period. We refer to the first one, the one I marked in green, as the hundreds period. The next one is the thousands. I'm wondering if anything is crossing your mind right now. There are 3 place values in each period. Is there anything else that's grouped by 3s when in terms of place value? Well, maybe it'll come to you as we continue. Right, the next place value I see is the millions period. Do you see the millions period here? I'm going to highlight it in yellow. And again, you're marking all 3 of the millions place value parts in one color. Right, the millions period is in yellow, my thousands period is in blue, and my hundreds period is in green. I'm going to choose another color to mark my billions period. Okay, and I only have one of the billions period listed here. The next part of the billions period would be 10 billions and 100 billions. So let's review. We're going to go way back to the hundreds period. The first place value in the hundreds period is ones, and then tens, and then hundreds. If we were going to separate the periods to make them easier to read, what would we put between them? When you see numbers, there's something marked between each period that helps us with reading the number. It helps group the digits together into a number that's easily recognizable. You might be thinking, I'm hoping you're thinking that a comma goes between each period. Woohoo! That's what we use to separate the periods to make it easier to read numbers. Alrighty, then I've got the thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s period marked in blue. I'm going to separate it from the millions period with a, with a red comma. Alright, we've got the millions period in yellow. We have millions. We have 10 millions. Sorry guys, 10 millions. And then we've got 100 millions. And again, I'm going to separate it from the billions period with a red comma. Alrighty, so we've just marked all the place values that represent digits that are greater than 1. Alrighty, let's go over to the column here that shows our decimal. See the decimal right there? Ooh, I know what to use. Alrighty, the decimal here, the decimal period right here, this is the division between whole numbers and numbers less than 1, okay? Not negative, but numbers less than 1, between 1 and 0. If it helps, you could put a 0 over here, okay? These place values that live in this space all represent numbers greater than 0 but less than 1. Alrighty, right in the column where I marked some stars just to help you see in the column where the decimal point lives, I would like you to write out the word and, because when we read numbers, when we have whole numbers and decimal parts, we use the word and to separate those, okay? So, alrighty, let's place the digits for number 1 here. Number 1, we read 125,000. Alrighty, so we know we're in the thousands period. We're going to place the 125,000. Now we have no hundreds, tens, or ones, so we're going to put zeros in those place values as placeholders so that our 1, 2, and 5 stay in the place value we know they belong in. We're going to place a decimal point right here. Every whole number lives to the left of a decimal point, and oftentimes we don't write that decimal point out if the number has no parts smaller than 1, but that decimal point always lives to the right of every whole number. Ready? So now we are going to write out our 125,000 in standard form right here after the equal sign. 125. We need a comma to show that we are separating the thousands period from the hundreds period. And we're going to put down our placeholders. Okay. Next one. Number 2. 14,039. Okay. We're going to start in our thousands period. 14 is built of a 10 and a 4. So just like in whole numbers in the hundreds period, we're going to put a 10 or a 1 in the tens column, a 4 in that 1000s column, and then we have a 39. With 39, we have no hundreds at all. We have 3 tens and we have 9 ones. And again, don't forget that an invisible decimal point actually lives there. When we write out 14,039 in standard form, we cannot forget the comma that lives between the thousands and the hundreds period. All right, so far so good. Let's keep moving. Okay, I'm gonna pick a different color here so that we don't get confused. Okay, so next one, number 3 reads 312,011,011. Ooh, that's a bit of a mess. 312 million. All right, so we're in the millions period. 312. So that's 3 hundreds, 1 10, and 2 ones in the million column. All righty, so 312. That's 1 10 and 2 ones. 312. Oh my goodness, look what I did. I put it in the wrong row. All right, let's try again. Now I got to pick that fun color again. There it is. Okay, 3. Oh my goodness, so frustrating. Let me try again. Why? Oh, why is this being so difficult? Why? Just not liking this. All right. 3. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having technical difficulties here with my pen. Alrighty, 312,011,011. Ooh. Alright, so we have no 100,000s. We have no 10,000s. We have no single thousands. We have no hundreds, but an 11 is built of a 10 and a 1. So there we are. And again, we're not going to forget that invisible decimal point. Alrighty, let's write this number out in standard form with commas between our periods. 312 million. Every time you hear a place value period name, you know to put the comma in. 312 million, 0 thousands, and 11 ones. But wait a second, something seems to be wrong. Why do I only have 2 digits in that last period? What did I do? I hope you know. I hope you're yelling at me right now. Mrs. Myers, you forgot the place folder. You forgot the 0 for the hundreds place. All right, there we go. Good job. Thanks. Okay, last one. Number 4. 1,002,003,405. Okay, 1 billion. So that goes in the billions period. Good. Now we have 2 million. We don't have 200 million. We don't have 20 million. We only have 2 million. I'm just going to put a 2 there. 2 million. And we have 3,000. Alrighty, so that guy goes here. 400. Alright, a 4 in the hundreds column and a 5 in the ones column. We can't forget our invisible decimal point, but something looks very weird with this number, guys. What do we need? Tell me. It's the placeholders. There we go. Stick them in. You can't forget them. Or those digits will all scoot over towards the right and end up in the wrong columns, and we can't have that. Ready? So 1 billion. There's that comma. 2 million. There's that comma. 3,405. There we go. You got it. There's your review of some basic whole number place value. Let's play around a smidge with some tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. If you're thinking about money, let's stop and think about how a dime compares to a dollar. It takes 10 dimes to make a dollar, so that means a dime is 1/10 of a dollar. 1/10 of a dollar is a dime. So in this space over here, you know what you can do? Let me erase this, this mess I made. Okay, so over here, I would like it if you could write a dime in that space. Alrighty, if a tenth is represented by a dime, what's 100th of a dollar? Do we have a coin that operates as 100th of a dollar? We do. It's Abraham Lincoln's coin. It's the penny. A penny is 100th of a dollar. It takes 100 pennies to make a dollar. Alrighty, last one. Thousandths. Do we have a coin that represents 1,000th of a dollar? No, we don't. We really don't. That's too bad. But if we were to cut a penny into 10 parts, one of those parts would be 1,000th of a dollar. Alrighty? So I'm going to encourage you to add a number 5 down here. Okay? And I would like you to represent for me 43 cents. Alright, if we were trying to represent 43 cents, over here we would need 4 dimes and 3 pennies to show 43 cents. Okay? Alrighty, so I hope that's a quick review of place value. If you have any questions, please come see me. So we went over 2 important vocabulary terms today. One is period, and one is another idea is commas. It's not really a math vocab word, but we know that commas separate periods and that periods are groups of 3 place value columns. Alrighty, well, have a nice rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.